Welcome to the writer's room. This is the final video of 3, and I am so excited to talk about all the stuff that we've covered in the last 2 videos and to see how you're doing with that. Our first video was about finding time, stealing time, and how to make those 10 minutes super productive. Just 10 minutes a day, right? 10 minutes a day. Finding that 10 minutes by packing your coffee in the morning and taking it with you and using bathroom breaks, cigarette breaks, coffee breaks to write at work, on the train, to set aside that time, to use the outline, to use the inciting incident, creating a sexy, hot, smoking, inciting incident, i.e., in the movie Rocky, the inciting incident is that he finally loses his job and he's about to be evicted. He's got to make boxing work. Finding that inciting incident and then each day building a plot point. What's the next thing that happened, right? If he loses his job, what must he do next? And that plot points are just problems that get put in the protagonist's way and they make the story pop. These are things that we've covered in these videos. I would love to hear in the comment section below to tell me how it's been going. Just adding a new plot point each day. Just letting those 10 minutes be what happened next in a few sentences. And then in that way, at the end of 30 days, you have a script done. Now, the second video, we talked about building on the plot points, right? The protagonist wants this, the antagonist wants that. Who wins at the end of each scene, right? And that each day you start doing this and that you don't miss a day. And that you start each day reading what you wrote the day before out loud, which will trigger the brain to enter into the story. So that it's not about, I'm going to write 20 pages a day, I'm going to write 10 minutes every day, and I'm never going to miss a day so I don't forget my story. So the story is bubbling and it's gurgling and it's hot inside. I've given you these tricks for you guys that have taken the free class. And if you tell me below, write down your email and say, send me the free class in the comments. I will send you the free class. And part of the free class is that you get my outline template, which has plot point 1, plot point 2, plot point 3, what each plot point should be about and how it should move us towards the climax. I'll give you the complete template for that. I give you the standard play format, standard American play format and a template. And I give you standard screenplay format. I also talk about how to get Final Draft in Microsoft Word for almost dirt cheap, right? Which will solve all of your template problems if you own that. It'll also make your writing faster. This has been an amazing opportunity, and I've gotten amazing questions from folks about how to make a scene active, how to build a character. And I want to answer all those questions, but we only have 15 minutes. So I've also talked about it in the second video about how to create a writer's room, and that so much about a writer's room is in your mind. This idea that you're not a writer, that a writer has to look a particular way, right, in order to write. That's ridiculous. You're a writer because you write. When you're not writing, you're not a writer. When you're giving 10 minutes every day and you're consistently making writing a part of your life, it's not quantity, it's consistency and perseverance, right? And the final thing that I want to talk about is this sort of imagining that you can do something you don't know how to do well right now, right? The most important part about being a writer is saying, I don't know how to do this. I don't know all about structure. I don't know if this plot point that I'm writing down today is right or good, or if it'll really work, if it's truthful enough. I don't know if it's good. Letting go of I don't know and saying, if I just put one foot in front of the other and decide and say to the universe, I am a writer. I would like to learn how to write better. Intention is everything. You can't expect the universe to give you what you need if you haven't told the universe what it is that you want. And the steps that I've outlined in these videos, write 10 minutes every day, create an outline, learn what a template is for an outline, learn what the standard American play format is, learn what standard screenplay format is that's industry acceptable. Those are all steps that you are taking that are in line with the intention of, I want to make my living as a writer. I would like to be paid to be a writer. But the most important part of that struggle is you have to say, I want to be a writer. And things and people will manifest themselves. And what I've learned is that in saying, this is what I want to do, people, places, and things will manifest themselves and come to you. It's just sort of how it works. Now, when you say out loud, this is what I want to do, people will come your way. You stopped on my video on Facebook or on YouTube, or you stopped to read this email. You said, I want to write. So you watched the video, and then you got more tools. This is how I became a writer. I simply said, before I'd ever put a pen to paper, I want to write. My amazing client, Nilsa Reyna, has written a solo play we've been working on for the last couple of years called Stroke Vagina. And she met a client of mine, Juan Villa, who I've written quite a bit about. And he has a couple of plays running in Chicago, and he's coming back to Off-Broadway with Empanada for a Dream. And Nilsa knew Juan as a writer, and they were both in Chicago, and she said, I want to write a play. And he said, you should take this class with April. Had Nilsa written anything? No. But she had a story in her head. And she took my writer's retreat. And she said, I want to write about how having a stroke taught me the power of my own personal story. It made me quit all my jobs in Chicago, move to New York, and pursue my dream to become an actor and a playwright. She said it before she knew how to do it. The power of stating your intention is the single most important step, because you're saying to the universe, I'm ready for you to put things in my path that will lead me to this thing I've said I want to do. You have to say it out loud. You're a writer mostly because you want to write and you want to learn how to write. And you're practicing every day to get better at it. And you're practicing with the tools that you have. That doesn't require time or money, right? Do that a lot. Do that all the time. And then take advantage of opportunities. And part of this video series has been in preparation for the Writers Retreat that I'm hosting here in New York City, the 9th and 10th of April. I do them once a year. I do them for writers who come to me and go, I've been watching your videos and I want to write. Because ultimately, you've been doing the 10 minutes every day. What that will help you do is understand that you actually do have a story and that you're starting to lay down the groundwork. You're starting to create structure. At some point, you're going to have to find a quiet space and a little guidance to help you flesh all that out, right? And I believe 10 minutes every day is totally and most importantly supported by weekend jaunts where you go off and just write for a weekend, right? Or you say, every Sunday, I'm just gonna write all day. If you've been writing 10 minutes a day, then when you get to that weekend or that Sunday, the writing happens like this, right? It's like going to the gym and working with, 10-pound dumbbells for 5 minutes every day. Well, the following week, when you go in to work out, you can do 3 reps of 15 pounds because you've been doing a little bit every day. It happens faster, you see results faster. The same exact thing applies with writing. And that's what Nilsa did. She took a writer's retreat. She came to a writer's retreat before she knew how to write. It's incredibly brave. That, plus she was talking about something incredibly close to her, having a stroke, and how that almost taking away her ability to be an artist. And her act of saying, I want to write the story of that journey was affirming, I'm an artist by any means necessary. Recovering from a stroke, having full use of my arms, okay, I can't write until my arm gets stronger, I am going to record, which is how she wrote it first. It is that kind of desire that will not be thwarted by anything. I don't know how to write yet, but I'm going to turn on this recorder and start talking into it. I'm going to sit in this room full of people, this writer's retreat, who've all written before and I haven't, and I'm going to say out loud to them, I want to write about my journey. That's potent stuff. When people come to me and say, this is my heart's desire, I will do anything in my power, including host an exhausting 2-day retreat to help you do that. To give you a format where you can write, and the only thing required of you is to write, not write good, not write bad, and to have a guide there guiding you, holding your hand. That's what the Writer's Retreat is. It's a quiet space in which I give you the space to write, and then I help you step by step, right? I give you an exercise, you write, you give me the pages, I read it, I give you feedback, you try it again, right? It's that kind of intensive experience that gets scripts finished. It's how I finished my first play, Liberty City. that ran off Broadway and it's touring now. It's how I finished my second play. And I was a first-time writer when I wrote my first play. I just said, I want to write a story. And it's going to be about Black people in struggle and how that affects a family. Didn't know what the story was going to be. First I thought it was going to be slave narratives. It ended up being about a movement family. But the first and most important step was I said it out loud at a party, at a birthday party at my house, where we were drinking way too much wine, eating way too much Ben and Jerry's, and eating cake. And I invited women who had written, who were writers and directors, women I admired, who had done what I hadn't done. And I said, I don't know how to do this. This is what I want to do. In the moment that I said that out loud, those women jumped up and was like, this is how I got to tell my story. And this is what you need to do first. And this is the first step. You're going to get a recorder. And then you're going to talk in front of your friends. And then you're going to tell a story. And then you're going to journal. Then you're going to... Those women encircled me. All I had to do was say I wanted to do it. I didn't know how to do it. That's the single most important part. A retreat is a fantastic place to do that. So, that said, the retreat is happening the 9th and 10th. It will go on sale tomorrow. I opened up the sale first to my coaching clients who are desperately trying to finish scripts in time for the Sundance deadline in May. So the class is a third filled. It will only be 15 people. You may dial in or Skype in, right? And people who participate will get a copy of the recording. So it will have all of the exercises that we've done, play by play, so they can go back and review. It's an exciting opportunity to get some one-on-one coaching with me in a room for 16 hours. I would love to hear your questions. I would love to hear your objections. Money? Okay, it's $325 for 16 hours, and I'll give you coffee and snacks. And I'll tell jokes when you get tired. We'll do a little meditating, we'll do a little structure, we'll work on the outline, we'll take some time and just write scenes, and I will constantly give you feedback. I'll talk some and give exercises, but it will mostly be about getting you to generate material and then sending me the material via email. I will give you notes, send it back to you in the room while we're all sitting there. It's pretty intense and pretty amazing. It's like having your own personal dramaturg or coach in the room with you. And the great thing is you don't have to have ever written anything. I'm going to show you how to generate material. I'm going to show you how to create an outline. If you already have a script, great. These exercises will totally apply because you'll send me your pages and I'll give you notes. Then you'll send me another 10 pages and I'll give you notes. It's an opportunity to be in a writer's room with support, with a guide. If you can do this stuff on your own with the videos that I've sent you, do it. If you feel like you're stuck and your heart is burning to tell this story and you're tired of sitting in front of a computer, dreaming about it, you're tired of going to movies going, that was my story, right? You're tired of being an actor doing crappy scripts. You're tired of watching bad storylines, right? Or you're excited about watching amazing storylines on House of Cards or Scandal and being like, why is this writing so exciting? I want to do this. This is a great time to be a writer. And if you are looking around in the world and seeing stuff that you want to do and you feel like I don't have the skill set, then this writer's retreat is for you to get the skill set, quick and dirty. I'm going to make it easy for folks because I do the writer's retreat. Most of my coaching is virtual in general, but the writer's retreat is the one in-person thing I do to support writers who can't necessarily afford private coaching. So I will allow you to pay for the retreat in installment payments. One monthly installment payment. If you want to pay for it in 4 payments, $88. If you want to pay for it in 3 payments, $117, right? That's it, once a month for 3 months, right? I'll even do a 2-payment breakdown. What is that? A little over $150, 2 payments, 1 month apart. So in reality, if you want to get into this retreat, you'd only have to come up with $88 today. I will say again, it's a third filled, right? So that means there's basically only about 10 or 11 spots left. That will fill up fast. So now's your chance. You want to write? I'm opening the door to that opportunity. I am making it affordable. I am giving you 16 hours of one-on-one with me. I'm beyond excited. I'm beyond excited about the kind of magic that happens. I'm beyond excited when I can send you an email telling the story of Nilsa's show is now fundraising because she's getting a production 2 years after doing my writer's retreat. That's the magic of storytelling. That's the magic of saying, I just want to write. Give me the tools. That's all I got. Send me your questions. Post down below. You want to get the other free videos and the free class? Post down below. You want to sign up for the class? Click the link below. Registration will be on for exactly 7 days or until the class fills up. Love you. Mean it. Hope to see you April 9th and 10th. Let's do this.